All right, what is up, everyone? Z-Man at the Z channel. Welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the Japanese genre martial arts. And so we'll get into, what are we going to get into next here? What do we got? Okay, we'll get into the Okinawan Kabuto series. Okay, so Yoshirai Shinzato. Yeah, that's right. Yoshiari. It's been a long time since I've studied this guy, but his last name is Shinzato, and he really is a world-renowned martial artist. He's a 9th Dan, and all this is pure traditional Okinawan Kabuto, okay? He is a grandmaster, he's a 9th Dan, and you're going to learn pretty much all the different defenses that you can learn, counterattack exercises, technique applications, empty hands, your katas, and everything from the side, nunchaka, kama and bow, the kihan kata. It's all kinds of stuff, and this guy has had everyone from all over the world come and train with him. Okay, I mean, he's literally a world-renowned grandmaster. All right, I can't say enough good things about him. And here he is in another DVD, and he goes over all the traditional weapons of the Okinawa Kabuto system, even right down to the ore. Okay, because back in the day, the farmers in Okinawa and Japan, they had to use their regular weapons that they used for farming, and they turned them into weapons to fight against the samurai and other banded warriors that had swords and other weapons. Okay, so it's one of those things where if you're a karate practitioner, you're definitely heavy into it. The reason why I chose this was more geared towards the weapons. I wanted to get into the weapons aspect of all this, and I've learned all of these. I own all of these different types of Kabuto weaponry. They're a lot of fun to train, and it's really good to know how to use these because they can be easily improvised into other items that you could, fabricate on the fly and use them in a self-defense situation with wherever you're at. So, really great stuff. Check out Shinzato. He really is a grandmaster. There's no getting around it. He's definitely one of the best. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I know that he was really old when this was taken, but he can still get down, and mad respect to this guy. Check it out if you want to get into the Okinawan Kabuto, okay? Alright, moving along. We'll stick with a little bit of the weapons aspect of it. Alright, so mastering the nunchakus. Okay, so Tony Moreno, this guy is from Spain, and he is, well, he's a Taekwondo champion, but he was more heavily into the Japanese arts, and so he did Taekwondo, he did Japanese arts, and he also trained in some Chinese stuff, some different kung fu aspects, and he is probably one of the best nunchaka practitioners ever, literally ever. That's the reason why I picked up his stuff. And in the DVDs was all about the nunchucks, and so you learn the method. It's called from 0 to 100. There we go, 0 to 100, okay? And this literally gets you going from the first flip of the nunchaka to next thing you know, you're spinning it around your hand, around your back, around your neck, and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then after you get done with this DVD, which it does take a while to train, it's going to take you some hours to get this stuff down. Then you get into the advanced. You get into the advanced nunchaku, and this is where you do everything with 2 nunchucks, and he's using metal nunchucks in these, and he just lets these things, I mean, they're just purring through the air when he does them. And I've gotten to the part where I would say that I am almost advanced. I can definitely get down with 2 at the same time. I'm able to do all the spins and the different tricks that are taught in here. Now, practicality for nunchucks, obviously you're not going to carry nunchucks with you. I believe they're actually a very illegal weapon to carry, so you can't really bring them out in public. But it's good to train because of hand-eye coordination, teaches you left and right simultaneous translation, balance, all that stuff. And so I do recommend, if you're a lover of the nunchucks, to check out Tony Moreno, and he will definitely show you how to get from 0 to 100 and then into the advanced playing field of the nunchucks. All right. So Japanese throwing arts. Okay. Now this is just some of my throwing, but Japanese throwing arts. So I have Shuriken Jitsu, okay, and then I have the Mastering Shuriken Throwing with Daniel Fletcher. And Daniel Fletcher actually, he wrote a book too, and I'll go over the book later on. But he wrote a book, and he went over to Japan to study. He wanted to study how to be a ninja, and jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, judo, all of it. He got into everything. And when he was over there, all the stuff that's on here is him training how to learn how to throw in different scenarios of ninjutsu, and really perfecting the shuriken throwing technique. And I learned a lot from Daniel Fletcher. I believe he's still in Texas, but his journey to Japan opened up a big door for him, and I had a lot of fun learning from this guy. His book is really great, and there's a lot of respect shown towards the Japanese art of throwing, okay? And then the Bugai Encyclopedia Shuriken Jutsu. So Shidoshi's Jordan and Juliana, they teach a reverse throw. So like in here, I got some throwing spikes right here, oddly enough. In Shuriken Jiu-Jitsu, okay, the type that I just showed, when they throw, it's a no spin throw, and they let it go like this, and it goes, and it doesn't spin, okay? And you come from the top of your head, all right? And so I can't really do it with this camera angle, but you come from the top of your head and you throw it, okay? And you let it fly, and then it goes into your target, okay? And this is effective from about 6 to 12 feet. All right, now this one, they use a little bit longer of a spike, maybe by an inch or so. This one does work too. I've gotten it down. But they hold a reverse grip where the spike is actually in this way. And when they throw it, but like they release it this way instead of this way. And it folds out, and you get the one, and it just goes. Okay, and it's a really effective throwing method. I've had a lot of fun training the shuriken throwing. I can throw knives, pencils, scissors, spikes, nails, screwdrivers, whatever the case is. I learned how to throw using all these different items, and it was a lot of fun. I recommend that if you want to learn how to throw, that you get into Shuriken Jitsu across the board. All the Shuriken Jitsus that you can do. And I also did combat throwing, and then also I can't remember his name, and I'm going to do a video about him in a little bit anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I learned from several different people that taught me how to do, Japanese style throwing, Eastern Europe style throwing, the Western style throwing, combat throwing, and it just keeps getting into it. And so, there's a lot of really great stuff to learn, but if you want to learn how to throw just about any object, I suggest you get into Shuriken Jitsu, okay? Really great stuff. Can't say enough about it. And it's basically going to, okay, so when you start throwing, you kind of have like a 50% accuracy rating. After about 100 to 200 throws, you're going to be about 65, 70. And after about 1,000 throws, you're going to be able to hit about 80 to 90% of the time from about 12 feet back. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I made that point relevant, that it's all about how you train, and so I'm getting into the last part of all of this here. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there, folks. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff about the Japanese arts that I wanted to go over. Okay, so Aikido. Sorry about that. Aikido is a self-defense that is non-lethal. There is the possibility to be lethal, but you're trained to be non-lethal. And so I got a DVD when I first got into Atrasansu, and it was by Dr. Lee, Henry Kono, Yoshimitsu Yamada, and Christian Tissier, okay? All these guys are like 7th and 8th Dans, and, this is a 5-hour training instructional DVD, and they go over a lot of really great stuff, the history, and just some like no-nonsense Aikido techniques. Now, Aikido does not work in combat situations all the time, but if you learn how to hybrid art your all your techniques together, you can do some really badass stuff and mix Aikido in with your other combat techniques, and it'll just take things away. Okay, so it really will. So Aikido, learn it, and I'm gonna keep going. So this is the full volume, The Art of Aikido by Shoshinshu, and Aikido Shoshinshu. Okay, and this is by Kwansho Furuyaya. He's an Aikido 5th Dan. He's got 35 years of experience, and this is a 9-volume series. Okay, you literally go through all 9 of these DVDs, and you learn every single aspect there is to know about Aikido, how to do it, multiple attackers, you name it, he does it, and it's a lot of fun. And I learned a lot from this guy. It was a really solid instructional DVD to learn, and really easy pace. You can really do a lot of different you can really train yourself on this. Okay, like you need a partner to train on it, but there's a lot of techniques you can just learn and do and go about doing things. And I had a lot of fun, and you know, I definitely trained my daughter in this style as well, and she was easily able to pick it up. So I recommend getting this. Once again, it's called The Art of Aikido, and it's by Kwanshu Furuyaya. Okay, and if you can see his name or not. Okay. Alright, so Morihiro Saito, Aikido Boken. So this is just getting more into the Boken sword, and I wanted to be able to train a little bit more effectively with the Boken sword, and that's why I picked up this DVD, just because of the extra training they go into, both with the Boken and without the Boken, and it just added another element to my Aikido training and sword training altogether. So a lot of fun. And then so Jacques Muguruza, he's a 6th degree Dan, black belt, whatever you want to call it, in Aikido, and his Shokin style, he literally goes through a lot of really cool techniques, all the aspects. I mean, most of it's all a big bleed over, but you know, he was one of the people. There was something special about this guy. I can't remember what it was. Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember. Okay, that's what it was. He was the first guy, and I believe it was 94 or 95, to have. Well, he opened up his own dojo, and he was the best disciple of Ueshiba. Okay, and if you don't know the history of Aikido, Ueshiba was the guy that came up with the basic art of Aikido. I'm correct on that. Yeah, he was one of the only people to be taught, and brought his class over, and he opened up his own dojo, and he really is a badass. I mean, he really picked up the entire approach. Like, he really teaches the source of the art. He doesn't like get into the idiocy kind of things, like the no nonsense approach is his facet. Okay, and when I watched this, I just remember being amazed at how fluid he was and how seriously he took everything, and the way that he just understood that every precision of balance and technique and the method that you went through had to be precise, and that's the way that he always trained. And so I did learn a lot from him, had a lot of fun training with him, and I recommend getting this DVD just to fine up your Aikido skills. Okay, alright, so I'm running out of video. I'm gonna go and start this over so I can get to the third segment of the Japanese arts.